Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started. Hey, my speaker fam, how's everyone doing this evening? Now, hopefully, everyone has had a wonderful Wednesday, and thank God, hump day is coming to a close. So, we are a day closer to Friday. Thank God, thank God. Yeah, of course, I'm not going to hold everyone. Hopefully, everyone was able to get off work, do the things they needed to do, grab you some wine or something, and just wind down and chill. The weekend is coming soon. Anywho, as you can see here in my thumbnail, we'll be kind of going over the interview that I actually saw earlier with Mr. Holt. And y'all, I was surprised. When I tell you I was surprised, 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 surprised. So we're going to get into it. Now, before we actually get into everything, go ahead and please like the video. Of course, as I state all the time, it helps myself as well as others, float around in these YouTube streets. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I promise you will not be disappointed. And go ahead and turn on those notification bells so you'll be notified whenever a video is uploaded. Now, of course, as I was saying earlier, I did get a chance to watch the interview that Martell had. The content creator, he seems to be pretty new here to YouTube. His name was Eric, and his channel was Quintessential Gentleman. So if you have not checked him out, go on over to his channel, show him some love, subscribe to the channel. When I tell you he did his thing with this interview, I have to applaud him. I wish I had some sound effects because I have to applaud him. When I tell you he asked all the right questions, he kept calm. And I think a lot of times with interviews, as long as you're calm and you're asking all the right questions the right way, then it makes the person that is actually doing the interview or having the interview, they're more comfortable, and so they're more comfortable with sharing and being transparent to things. And so again, shout out to him for that. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into it and talk about Mr. Holt here, because I can say Mr. Holt kind of showed another side to him today, y'all. He really, really did. And I'm just playing, hoping and praying he not playing in my face. Because again, I'm giving you a little grace, Mr. Holt, because of course, as I have said before, every time I try my best to look at the bright side and maybe think, okay, yeah, Martell's getting himself together, he always come back shortly after and show that he's still that same Martell. But hopefully, he is making some changes. It will be good to see. But we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the things that were highlighted in the actual interview. So, um, Eric asked Martell, what can fans expect, to see this season on Love and Marriage Huntsville? And pretty much Martell, says that, of course, it's a great show, and he thinks that people will learn from the show in different aspects of everything that's going to happen on the show, from the business standpoint to children to family. And he said overall, he think people is going to enjoy this coming up season. So far, everybody's kind of up in how the season is going to be. But of course, we've seen short clips and trailers, and, of course, they, put things out there to kind of leave you in a question mark and suspense, because that's their way of trying to get you to tune in. So, but yeah, he said that it's going to be a good season. Um, Also, he was asked, what are your intentions? Um, what are your intentions, here on the show? And he said basically he realized this is a job, and he said he knows that it's entertainment. And he said when he is filming, he give his all. And in a lot of ways, I can honestly say, regardless of how we may feel about Martell, I have always said him and Melody have been the most transparent when it came to this show, because of course we seen the good, the bad, and the ugly with them. Now, he probably was a little more forced and didn't have no choice with a lot of things he had to come out and say and do. But yet and still, him and Melody were the most transparent couple on the actual show. And he says that pretty much he know what it is. He understand the assignment when it comes to this show. He also asked why you think Huntsville? Why Huntsville? He said that pretty much him and Mel were the ones that actually pitched the show 5 years ago. Mel has always wanted to be on TV, and they were the ones that actually pitched it. He said that pretty much Huntsville is very diverse. It's growing. He named several different businesses that is coming to the area. I think he mentioned Facebook and Mazda and Toyota, and he said it's really really growing. And he said pretty much also he from Huntsville. He said, I'm from Huntsville. I am Huntsville. He said, matter of fact, he put Huntsville on pretty much. So he's saying, yeah, I'm the reason Huntsville is what it is because Huntsville is where I'm from. And we introduced Huntsville to everyone else. And it is it is a very popular show. And so it then went on to ask, what have you learned out of, all of the years that you've been on the show? What pretty much have you learned? And he said that pretty much he kind of got on the show by default. He said that, Mel, which was his wife, he made sure to highlight that, which was my wife at that time. And he said, oh yeah, so y'all know we working on our relationship. And pretty much he kind of like left it at that. He didn't stress relationship as co-parenting or relationship. He just said we working on our relationship. So he wanted to make sure he highlight that. That's what kind of make me believe that I don't think him and Sheree is really an item. I really don't think it's an item. I don't even know if it's even still a part of the play for the business part of it. Or, like I said the other night, I feel as though if they do have adult dealings with each other, they understand what it is. So I don't think that neither one of them is really bothered, because I see all the time where Sheree is on social media doing her with other people. Hell, I seen Sheree on a picture today with her and Bob Whitfield. They were at a funeral. And I'm not to say that if you get divorced, that it has to be strange and weird, and no, we can't be seen nowhere near each other. But we know what their past history is like too. But they seem to be where they're cordial. They took pictures together at a funeral they were at. So I think that they have this agreement and understanding. Where now Ariana, on the other hand, if she see this interview, we gonna make sure we gonna have to hashtag her name, because I want her to see this video, because I want her to know that how much Martell is highlighting the fact that him and Melody, because he's gonna say this a couple of times throughout this interview, that him and Mel is working on their relationship. What now? Don't nobody come bombarding me, bashing me, or anything. Those are his words, not mine. I don't know what he meant by relationship. It could be co-parenting relationship, a friendship. We don't know what kind of ship it is. All we know is what he said. Now, go on over there and talk to him if you got anything to say. Also, he said Mel has always wanted to be on television, but he said overall it has been challenging. He said that the blogs literally eat him alive. And he laughed, he kind of chuckled, and he was like, yeah, they eat me alive. He said pretty much he understand that, it's a lot of fabrication and people do it for the clicks and the views. Now, Martell, I don't know if you ever watch one of my videos, but honey, let me tell you something. I don't be doing and saying anything for no clicks and views. I'm gonna try to bring the real and the transparency. And when you wrong, you wrong. So it is what it is. But anywho, he said that, he's grown a lot. He do feel that he has grown since the first season. He's learned a lot, and pretty much that's where he is with everything. Also, Eric went on to ask him about co-parenting. And he said that he said that being on the show, the Kate in the show is about a lot of drama. He don't want his kids on the show anymore. He regrets that they were ever a part of the show because of the drama. He said if the show was highlighted more on the business aspect, it wouldn't be a problem. But he said that being that this is a grown-up show and we see the things that are, have played out, he don't feel that the children need to be a part of the show. And I agree. It is. It has, begin to be too much because we see where you have adults, older adults at that, dragging these children as if they signed up for the show. They are dragging them as if they're adults. And so he said basically him and Mel have came to an agreement that they will not be filmed until they're old enough to make the decision of whether or not they want to be on film. Because sometimes children don't want that. Sometimes children don't want to be pulled, in that limelight like that. They don't want that because some children want to be children. Some children want to be able to go to school and live a regular life and not the little girl that was on TV the other night or, oh, your parents getting a divorce. It kind of bring a lot on them as children, and all children don't know how to handle and deal with that. So to me, I totally agree that, they keep the children off of it. Have you noticed we haven't seen that much of Marceau and Tisha's kids? I think we're going to see Monster this upcoming season, but we haven't really seen their kids that much on this show. And I think, with the dynamics and how the show has gone and everything that play out on social media, I think it's for the best. So also, he asks, what would fans be surprised to know about you? And he said that pretty much, that he's an outdoors person. He loves to fish, he loves to hike, he loves to be outside. He said people tend to see him in the suits and all of that. He said, but really and truly, he loved to take them suits off and go get dirty. He like mud riding, things to that nature. So he said that he think people would be surprised that he is not one of these suit and tie people. He is a country boy at heart. And I could kind of see that. I could kind of see it. And then it was also asked, is it a burden as a Black man to always get it right, being that you're on television? And he said that he don't find it to be too much of a burden. He said that he feel that people should understand that people make mistakes and understand that it's life. And he also went on to say that he don't let people say what people say dictate, things about him. He said that the blogs be tearing him down and he don't let that bother him. He said he don't let that bother him. And I kind of agree with that because we witnessed Marceau. He kind of get in the comments calling, talking down to women and arguing with women. But me personally, I'm gonna say me personally, I've never seen Martell do that. Not to say that he hasn't, but I haven't just seen him. We seen him act a donkey on that show, and we've seen him acting a donkey coming at Mel, but I have never really seen him really in the comments just going off, you know. But he said that, matter of fact, on yesterday, Mel called him and asked him, you supposed to be suing me for defamation of character? And he was like, what? Where did you get that from? She was like, the blogs. And he said they both burst out laughing because it's funny. He said that a lot of things that he hear about himself is funny. He also mentioned about, the him supposed to be allegedly incarcerated and having a DV case with his baby mama. He was like, that wasn't true. He said he went filmed. After he filmed, he met up with some friends. He said when he got the phone call that was saying he was in jail, he was in the bed. So I don't know, y'all. And matter of fact, he kind of slipped in there that he got an attorney working on that. Now, what he mean by that, I don't know. I don't know. Because Martell, I don't want no smoke. And honey, look, I said allegedly you went there. I ain't said you was. Didn't see you. none of that. Never seen your mugshot on that occasion. Anyways, but yeah. So don't come over here with that. But anyways, he also highlighted again that, you know, him and Mel is working really hard to get back tight. And to me, when he said that, it was something about the way he said it and the expression he had that deeply he is sad without her. You know how it could be a such thing as it's been 3 years, things have happened, however it go. But it seems as though to me it hurt him to really think of where their relationship is now. So, he was like, they're working really hard to, get back into a good place. And he said that pretty much he'll take the world on, by himself. He said that him and his kids are good, and that's what, is the main thing that's most important to him, that him and his kids are good. Eric also asked how was his relationship with Carlos, and pretty much he said that him and Carlos is good. It's they're good. They're good. He said that Carlos is really, good, for the show. He makes sure that show stays one of the number one shows on OWN. So, he gave a big ups to Carlos and said that pretty much Love and Marriage Huntsville would have to leave him because he ain't leaving that show. Yeah, he said what he said. Also, he went on to say that years ago, before Love and Marriage Huntsville, that Carlos had asked him and Mel to actually be cast members on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because you remember Carlos was executive producer over on Bravo, and Martell said that he told Carlos no. Talking he wasn't trying to lose his wife. He said because at that time, pretty much that's what Real Housewives of Atlanta was all about. Is everybody you seen come on the show was getting a divorce, about to get the divorce. So he said, and he wasn't about to lose his wife. He's saying, "Look at me now. I'm divorced now." And so he was like, I should have took the offer back then. But he also made mention that television don't really ruin a marriage. It doesn't ruin a marriage. Eric asked again about like reality TV, and he said that he feels that television enhance a lot of things. He said because arguments that would probably be resolved in an hour or two get stretched out for days and months, I guess between friends or whomever, because now it turned into the entertainment of it all. He said, and one thing about it, editors and producers or whatever is going to drag it out to make things seem a lot worse than what they really are. So he said on that note, that's how it can actually affect real relationships, is because things kind of get pumped up and pushed up to make it worse than what it really, really is. But he said again, television doesn't cause a divorce. But when you hang around people that do things, the things that they do tend to rub off on you. Now, to me, I was like, huh? What you mean by that? And it also put me in the mind of remember when he said Marceau and the 20 women? And I really, because what would make him say that? Like, I don't know, but that just caught me off guard. But I was like, seemed like that was a shot or some shade. But anyways, Eric also went on to ask him in reference to love and how, how's his love life. He said that he is in counseling. Him, Mel, and the kids are in counseling. They go individually, but they do have the same counselor. He said that he's an open book when it comes to counseling. He said, of course, in the past, he wasn't too open to it, but now he is just an open book. He said therapy has made him a better father. It has made, him a better person. And he hoped to be a better future husband. I'm sorry. He hopes to make him a better husband, for his next marriage. He said that he do want to be married again. He loved building with someone that he's in love with. And I honestly feel that he is being genuine about that. And it almost make you kind of sad that it ended the way it ended with him and Melody. But I hope, and again, y'all don't bash me because I'm not then fell on the Martell train. But I hope that therapy will help him to be a better person, as he said, a better father, a better co-parent. And I hopefully they can stay cordial where they can co-parent healthily. Would I advise her to go back to him? No way. But at the same time, I do feel as though that they should be able to, come together for the children and have a healthy co-parenting relationship. I will say that. Um, Pretty much, he said that, he's just hoping to just be the best him that he can be. We will see, because I can honestly say, as I said, every time I have tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, he has always came back shortly after and showed why. Yeah, I don't care for you. Now we have to keep in mind that when we see the season coming up, of course, that's been months ago. So we have to take in account that what we may see on the television now might not be what's going on right now in real time, because we see with Mel, you couldn't even walk out the door. Whereas now he's saying him and Mel laughing and chuckling over the phone over a joke. Doesn't mean they getting back together. Don't mean they hook up or none of that. That just mean maybe they're in a better space. And that's what we all should want to see. But I also think because it was kind of up in the air as far as the kids during spring break and why did she have an additional week? Well, she did take them on vacation, and it may be if they are in a better space, as with the co-parenting, that was might have been something they agreed on. Okay, you want to take them on vacation? Okay, that's fine. You can go ahead and keep them a week. And that was just something they may have agreed on because maybe they're in a better place where they can have those type of conversations. We don't know. But anyways, it was asked in reference to what we can look forward to for season 4 and how does he feel about the show coming back. And he cleared it up that this is season 4. He said that they have all these AB episodes and all of that. He said, but technically on paperwork, this is season 4 that's coming up. And pretty much he said that he want us to enjoy it. He want us to enjoy the show. He said there's going to be a new face, which we all know that is Sheree. He said that it's going to be a very fun season. He also said that he haven't actually sat down and watched the show since season 1. And we probably all can guess why. Because, yeah, pretty much you have been made to be the clown for all of them other seasons. But he said this season he's really going to watch it because he really enjoyed filming this season. So it sounds as though to me, it might be moving in the right direction for the season, but we shall see. He said that pretty much he felt that he went ahead and agreed to do the interview. And because you could kind of tell that, they had been kind of going back and forth, maybe with the scheduling of the interview. However, again, I don't know if Eric paid them coins. I don't know. Ain't my business. All I know is I'm thankful that Eric got the interview because we did get to see Martell open up and answer some of these questions that we may have had, So hopefully he was totally transparent. Hopefully everything he said is real and truthful. Hopefully he is becoming a better person, because nobody want to see somebody stuck. Because one thing about it, I know we all have our take and our feel about him, but if we don't wish him the best, then he is going to constantly be a thorn in Melody's side. So with his progression and his growth, it also means growth for Melody, because now she can, flourish without having to argue with the ex-husband, go back and forth to court and all of that. They can be on this cordial thing, and who knows, the custody battle may be over and they just hadn't said anything to us. That could very well be it. because again, they don't really owe us an explanation at the end of the day. So the custody battle might be over, and this might just all be some things that they have came to a agreement. The kids not filming anymore. The kids, going and spending an extra week with you. We going to therapy. All of this can be playing a part in real time. So we don't know. We'll see. But he said he felt that he needed to come on and kind of defend himself. He said he's not really a social media person, which again, he's not. That's why it was kind of puzzling when he said he was going to be doing promotions for people. Like, how? You don't never be on social media. So, but he was like, he don't do social media. He said he was a late learner when he even came to social media. But he said that he decided to do the interview because he wanted to kind of defend himself through some of the things that have been going on in the blogs. And again, y'all, as I always say, I try to have as much realness and bring facts that I possibly can. If I don't know, I'm going to let you know. I don't know now. If I'm lying, they lying, because that's where I got it from. But and a lot of times, like I say, if I don't know or haven't seen nothing set in stone, I might not even mention it or say anything about it, because I ain't trying to wrestle with nobody in the comments, in the chat, about what's right, what's wrong. I ain't doing all of that. So I try to be, just transparent to get our ideas and what we think and how we feel, kind of vent about it. And with this season coming up, I know we gonna have a lot of things to talk about and discuss, when we open and do these recaps and reviews. But yeah. But y'all leave your comments down below. How do y'all feel about this new Martell Hope? Is it genuine? Is it he pulling the wool over our eyes again? How do you feel about him and Melody kind of, being able to kind of get along and be better co-parents? How do y'all think Ariane is going to feel when she hear this interview? Y'all pray for her. I done told y'all. Y'all better start praying for her, because she going to go crazy. But yeah, y'all, let me know how you feel. And again, if you hadn't already, go over and check Eric out on his channel. Again, his channel was Quint Essential Gentleman. Get his subs up. He is new, just like me, and go check him out. Show him some love. Tell him that I sent you over. He don't know me, but just tell him that I sent you, because he's going places. And like I said, his interview was fabulous. You would have think he had been doing this for years. I don't know if he a journalist or however, but he did a really good job. But anyways, y'all, that was it. That was all I had. Just wanted to come and touch bases with my speakers to kind of update y'all, just in case y'all didn't get a chance to look at the interview. And again, if you want to go check that out, that will be on Quint Essential Gentleman's page. It was done earlier today. So you can go check that out over there. Now, before we head out, please, everyone, go ahead and like and subscribe. Turn on those notification bells. I promise you that like button is free. Like the video, comment down below, let me know how y'all feel. Again, if you ever want to reach out to me, have any things, in particular you want to ask me, my email address will be down below in the description. Again, y'all, thank y'all. Have a blessed evening and have a terrific Thursday. I'll try to come on tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, y'all. So I'm going to be, thumbing through them streets, seeing what's going on, so I can bring y'all some more hot tea so we can spill it. But anywho, y'all be good, and y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.